the elevator doors never closed. The buttons were pressed again and again, but the doors stayed open, as if something or someone was preventing them. On January 31, 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam stepped into an elevator at Los Angeles' infamous Cecil Hotel. Moments later, she vanished. When police released the security footage, the strange hand gestures, the way she peeked into the hallway, the eerie stillness of the open doors. Everyone analyzed this footage frame by frame. But almost no one asked the real question: how did she end up on the hotel's roof and inside a sealed water tank? Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, Canada. She loved fashion, poetry, and blogging about her life and struggles. Her Tumblr page, Nouvelle, was filled with reflections about loneliness, ambition, and mental health. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. Medication helped her manage it, but those close to her knew her moods could swing unpredictably when she skipped doses. In late January 2013, Elisa decided to take a solo trip down the West Coast, part adventure, part personal retreat. She called home every day. Until February 1, when the calls suddenly stopped. The Cecil Hotel wasn't just any hotel. Built in 1927, it had once been a glamorous stop for travelers, but by the 1980s it had become notorious for crime, suicides, and mysterious deaths. Located near LA's Skid Row, the hotel's reputation was so grim that locals nicknamed it Hotel Death. It had housed serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and had inspired writers, filmmakers, and even the series American Horror Story. Elisa booked a shared room there. But her roommates reportedly complained about her erratic behavior, prompting staff to move her to a private room just days before she disappeared. On January 31, hotel security cameras captured Elisa entering an elevator at 8:30 p.m. She presses multiple buttons: 10th floor, 14th floor, maybe even the roof. She leans out as if checking for someone, then steps back in and hides in the corner. Her gestures are strange, almost as if she's talking to someone unseen. Experts and internet sleuths dissected the video for years. Some claimed it showed a psychotic episode. Others suggested she was hiding from someone. But one technical detail rarely discussed would soon prove more important than any gesture in that footage. When Elisa failed to check out on February 1, hotel staff entered her room. Her laptop, wallet, and medications were still there, but Elisa was gone. Police began a massive search. Sniffer dogs traced her scent throughout the building, even to a window near a fire escape, but the trail stopped short of the roof. No scent detected there. For nearly 3 weeks, she was missing. Then guests began to complain. The water tastes strange. The pressure's low. The color looks off. Maintenance workers went to check the rooftop water tanks. What they found would shock the world. Inside one of the 4 cylindrical tanks, each about 8 feet tall and sealed with a heavy metal lid, floated the body of Elisa Lam. She was fully clothed. Her belongings, watch and hotel keycard, were in the water with her. The tanks provided water to the hotel's showers, sinks, and drinking supply. To reach them, someone had to access the roof, climb a ladder, unlatch a 20-pound lid, and somehow get inside. police ruled out foul play. The autopsy showed no signs of trauma or assault. Cause of death: accidental drowning. But how did Elisa, a 5 feet 4 inches young woman, make it up there alone, through locked doors and alarms, and into a tank nearly impossible to reach? Here's where most investigations stop. But the roof itself hides a story few ever examined closely. At the time, the Cecil's roof was accessible through 2 possible routes. A locked door connected to the top floor stairwell, which triggered an alarm when opened, and an exterior fire escape ladder leading from the upper windows. When police tested the alarm, it worked. Yet maintenance workers said they often used the fire escape ladder to reach the roof because the alarmed door caused complaints. That ladder? It was reachable from an unsecured window near Elisa's last known location. The tanks themselves sat on a concrete platform, each with its own narrow maintenance ladder. No safety railing. No locked hatch. If Elisa, in a disoriented or manic state, reached that window, the fire escape could have taken her straight to the roof unnoticed. The roof access flaw wasn't supernatural, it was architectural negligence. A forgotten vulnerability that made tragedy possible. Through this lens, the mystery looks different. The elevator footage may show a woman in distress, possibly paranoid, confused, or hallucinating due to skipped medication. She may have wandered upward, looking for solitude or escape. The door alarm didn't sound because she didn't open it. She climbed the exterior fire escape unseen by cameras and reached the roof. Once there, perhaps seeking to cool off or peer into the city, she lifted the tank lid. Accidentally slipped, fell in, and couldn't climb out. Inside, the smooth metal walls offered no grip, and the water was cold and deep. It's horrifying, but plausible and backed by physical reality. No ghosts. No killers. Just an unlocked path that should never have existed. Elisa Lam's death remains officially an accident, but through this overlooked clue, we see how tiny design failures and mental health crises can intersect with devastating results. If the fire escape window had been secured. If the tank lids had been locked. If Elisa had found help instead of isolation. This story might have ended differently. Elisa's story isn't just about mystery. It's about vulnerability, empathy, and the systems that fail people when they need protection most. So the next time you watch that elevator footage, remember, the real horror wasn't what we saw on camera. It was what no one saw above it. If you found this analysis enlightening, subscribe for more deep dive investigations where we uncover the human truth behind the headlines. This was the Elisa Lam mystery, the overlooked clue that changes everything.